In this video we are going to show you how to avoid being catfished. Being in love feels wonderful. But what isn't as wonderful is finding out that that feeling is being used to manipulate you for financial gain. That, unfortunately, is an all too common occurrence when it comes to meeting and getting to know a potential romance online. You've heard the stories about so-called catfishing, which involves online fraudsters who use charm and a fake identity to fleece victims out of their hard-earned money. When the catfish eventually disappears, the victim is left broken-hearted and, often quite a bit poorer. It's enough to make anyone cynical about ever finding a real connection online. Usually online, to form a relationship for some ulterior motive. The most harmless motive for catfishing is just having fun. Though that option is disturbing when reflecting on how catfishing can hurt others, there are far worse reasons. Some catfishers do it to manipulate, physically or emotionally harm, or fraudulently extract money from victims. The more technologically savvy we become, the more exposed we are to being catfished. In online relationships, caution is always advised. Here are 8 tips on how to avoid being catfished. 1. Verify the person's info. When you first meet someone online who you are interested in, a little detective work will be able to help you prove they are really who they say they are. To do so, simply perform an internet search using the name the individual has provided. When you've determined that the person really is different, then you can corroborate other private information regarding your online date, like where they are from, where they work, who their friends, etc. Does the title not bring up much information? Yes, a lack of internet history may simply indicate that the person does not devote a lot of time online, or they're just new to the online scene. 2. Ask your friends. Sometimes, when we're the ones in the middle of a situation, especially a romantic relationship, we aren't always looking at things clearly. We might be blinded by our own feelings and miss the glaringly obvious warning signs. If you've met someone online, it's a good idea to share the experience with your friends or someone you trust. Since they can look at the situation objectively, they might be able to identify red flags that you missed. 3. Confirm their profile picture. After you've verified their name, you want to make sure that the person's picture matches the name and profile information they've given. You can do this by performing an image search. Extract the person's profile picture and perform a web search for that image. What are you looking for? Any other instances of that image online? If that same image appears in association with the person you've been talking to online, that's great. But if that image appears to belong to someone else or can be found on a stock image site that implies some fakery is going on. 4. Don't give away personal information. If someone you meet on a dating site or social network asks for personal information, like additional pictures, parents' info, driver's license, bank, or any other personal info, don't give it to them. With a lot of the cases we've worked on, it's not uncommon for individuals to try and get your personal information and even pictures. This gives them leverage if you ever try and call them out or report them. This happens and is not uncommon, so be careful. 5. Be honest with yourself. Don't ignore any hesitancy or feelings of discomfort. You shouldn't need to talk yourself into investing in a relationship with someone you haven't met in person. Don't let a charming stranger or too long desperation convince you to deny your gut feelings about the stranger you've just met. 6. Use common sense and trust your instincts. A catfisher might be using their own photos, but still completely lying about who they are. Unfortunately, there isn't a great way to determine if someone you're talking to is lying about certain parts of their life. You just have to trust your own instincts. If you've followed every tip and something still feels off, then it probably is, and you shouldn't ignore your gut. Beyond a gut instinct, common sense is your biggest asset. A social media profile with hardly any pictures or friends is probably fake, and the insanely attractive girl on Tinder who only has one grainy photo on her profile might just be a middle-aged man. 7. Set expectations. All relationships have their expectations. When you start chatting with someone who seems to be like you or thinks along the same lines as you, it is necessary to set expectations. If someone genuinely wants to be your friend, then there should be no trouble doing this, as it helps maintain a healthy relationship. If you see the person is trying to breach the lines or expecting more of you than you can give, it should be an alarm for you to start asking questions. You are your own guardian in such a situation, and it is up to you to carefully maneuver through such pitfalls. Setting expectations can help you be careful of fraud and harmful intent. 8. Stay in control. Don't let someone tell you how to get in contact with them, to send you money, or give your personal information. You control the situation. If you want to chat on Skype or talk to them in person, you should be able to. It's not normal for people to battle you on how you can contact them. Make sure that you meet people on your terms and don't fall for any scams if they give you a sob story on why they need money or you to buy them a new laptop because they were robbed, their restaurant was burned down, or they haven't been paid yet. For more insightful videos, subscribe to this channel at FUWA TV.